the quantum language of our genes. Hey there, friends, and welcome to Meaningful Living. My name's Michelle, and Paul and I are constantly searching for the most helpful and interesting information to share with you. How are you doing today? Are you feeling good? Drop a few words in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And speaking of feeling good, remember to take care of yourselves, especially if you're out enjoying some time in the garden. It's so important to listen to your body. Unlocking the power of your genes. A new look at how we live. Today I want to talk about something really fascinating, the incredible properties of our genes. I found this information on the internet. Recent scientific discoveries are completely changing how we see ourselves, our past, and even how we can shape our future. Now, I know the word genes might sound a bit complex, but I promise to explain everything in a simple, down-to-earth way. My hope is that by understanding these new insights, you'll not only enrich your own genes, but also empower them to protect your health, your longevity, and your prosperity. Not just for you, here and now, but for your children and future generations too. So please just listen closely. What we're learning about our genes. For a long time, we've known a lot about genes. Back in 1999, the International Human Genome Project was completed, giving us a complete map of human DNA. This project revealed something profound. Despite all our discussions about racial, national, and ethnic differences, we've all been intermingling for a very long time. Deep in our ancestry, each of us carries genes from diverse backgrounds. This really shows us that we shouldn't overemphasize our differences. Instead, let's focus on what unites us. And at a fundamental level, that's our genes. Traditionally, we've understood genes as the blueprint for human development, the information that determines who we become. But genomics, a newer field of science, has made a truly incredible discovery. It turns out we can think about genes from two different perspectives. First, there are the builder genes, those responsible for the physical construction of our bodies, like the geometry of our features. And second, there are genes that operate on a quantum level, determining our very survival. Let's explore both, the builders and the blueprint of our future. When scientists used modern methods to look closely at how our bodies are formed, they found something astonishing. The genes that contain the information for building our physical bodies, things like our height, weight, skin color, hair, and teeth, make up only about 1.5 to 2% of our total DNA. Initially, researchers thought the remaining 98% was junk DNA, just accidental and used material. But it turns out the opposite is true. This 98% is the most crucial part of our genes because it holds the blueprint for our future selves. Think about it. 2% for our physical makeup and a whopping 98% for our future, actively participating in the construction of our bodies. This leads us to a powerful conclusion. It's not just about setting a final goal. It's about first creating a detailed, vivid image of your desired future. This image needs to be incredibly precise, considering your capabilities and desires. Why is this vision so important? Because it's imprinted in your genes, and your genes help build your body. If we have a flawed vision, our bodies might not be built for optimal health and longevity. In fact, some geneticists suggest we're not limited to the widely accepted lifespan of 120 years for Homo sapiens. They believe we can live much longer, even become immortal, if we learn to properly program this 98% of our genes with the right future vision. How to imprint a positive future, the power of photographs. So, how do we fix this right image in our genes? One method humanity has intuitively used for ages is photographs. We should photograph ourselves and our loved ones throughout our lives, especially during moments when we are happy, full of energy, healthy, and optimistic about the future. Why? Because a photograph is a snapshot of a specific moment in our lives. When we look at these pictures, our genes can scan them and help us return to the state we were in when that photo was taken. In science, this is called creating a reference image of consciousness, and it resides within our genes. If you look at a photo of yourself feeling healthy and happy, your genes can activate the mechanisms to bring your body back into alignment with that state. This is a truly profound and exciting idea, so let's keep it in mind. The quantum language of our genes. Now let's dive into the second parallel aspect of our genes, their quantum function. To truly grasp this, it helps to understand three concepts from quantum physics: holograms, fractals, and quantum non-locality. I'm not a physicist, and my understanding is my own, but this foundational knowledge has helped me appreciate the conclusions scientists have reached. So, what are the quantum qualities of genes? It turns out our genes speak three languages at the quantum level. The language of light emission. This language is based on photons, which are interconnected in a specific way at the quantum level. This connection creates an emission that physicists call spin. Every one of us emits a unique light signature. You know how night vision devices can see people's light? That light reveals our energy, our informational richness, our potential, and can even hint at our future actions. So, if we capture that information in a photograph, modern technology can analyze it and understand our unique light signature. The language of sound. When scientists first recorded the sounds of genes, they were amazed. Genes emit a melody, like a song. It has a main text and then repeated refrains, or cadences. These cadences repeat at different frequencies, some every few hours, some monthly, some annually, or even longer. Scientists wondered about the role of these cadences. It turns out these cadences are the memory of our genes, the memory of how kidneys form, how the heart forms, how the liver forms, and so on. What does this mean for us? It means that if we have photographs of ourselves when we were healthy and happy, we can potentially heal ourselves by looking at those photos. By gazing at the photograph and mentally, emotionally entering that state, what science calls a reference state of consciousness, our healthy thoughts and consciousness can gradually normalize our bodies. This is why we are so sensitive to melodies. Different tunes can help us heal and restore ourselves at different periods of our lives. The language of words. This third language is truly astounding. Remember how I mentioned 98% of our genes hold our future image? Well, this image is encoded in actual words. This was scientifically proven through pure research experiments. Scientists took a segment of a gene and exposed it to texts of the same content in 3 different languages: Russian, English, and German. They also included a blah blah recording of just human voice without any words for the same duration. The results were statistically significant. The genes changed their configuration and activity in response to the spoken messages. Let me give you another powerful example. At an American university, an experiment was done with 3 groups of laboratory mice, all genetically similar and of similar age, and all kept under identical conditions. 3 students were instructed to observe how quickly the mice navigated a maze. Student A was told their mice were the smartest and to carefully record their times. Student B was told their mice were the slowest, but to record their times nonetheless. Student C was told their mice were unknown, and just to see what happened. The students were explicitly told not to speak a single word to the mice. They simply placed the mice in the maze and recorded their progress. What happened? The mice observed by student A completed the maze the fastest. The mice observed by student B were statistically slower, taking longer than those of student A. And the mice observed by student C either didn't learn at all or moved sluggishly and awkwardly. Think about it. No words were spoken, only the students' thoughts and expectations. Yet, those thoughts profoundly influenced the animal's behavior. Now, consider the impact of our own thoughts. How do our thoughts affect us, our children, and our environment? Genetics suggests that our thoughts are materialized through our chromosomes. Chromosomes are the conductors of our thoughts. The amazing abilities of our quantum genes. This leads to some truly amazing qualities of genes at the quantum level. Instantaneous information transfer. Information received by a gene is transmitted instantly, over any distance. This means every single cell in our body receives information instantaneously, preparing all cells for changes. Environmental scanning. Even more surprisingly, genes don't just passively receive information from receptors. They actively scan their environment. This scanning provides new information, which is instantly processed and decisions are made. Time travel, consciousness and fractals. By the late 20th century, science had established that human consciousness can be in the here and now for no more than 6 to 9 seconds. After that, our thoughts drift into the past or leap into the future. We remember past experiences or jump to future dreams. At the quantum level, genes can literally move through time. This is possible because time itself operates under special fractal laws. What's the far-reaching implication of this? If we need to, our genes, by compressing and expanding time, can extract information from the past and the future and bring it into the present. Many geneticists assert that our genes simultaneously provide us with information from the past, present, and future. You might be asking, what does this have to do with photographs? Well, here's the connection. If you take photographs throughout your life, you can use them to tap into this genetic ability. For example, I'm 65 now. By looking at photos of myself at 8 or 18, I can access that state of being. I can then use that to influence current events, or even look into my future and make decisions to change it. So, you see, our genes are an amazing tool that communicates with us in 3 languages: the language of light, spin waves, the language of sound, melodies, and the language of words. By deeply examining ourselves, by really tuning in, we can heal our bodies. Healing ourselves through photographs and focused thought. Returning to photographs. By looking at a picture of yourself when you were healthy, full of strength, energy, and hope, you can shift your consciousness. And through this altered consciousness, by learning to concentrate your thoughts, this is a special technique, described even in the Mahabharata, and I can teach you more about it if you're interested. Your thoughts can become like a laser. With this laser-like thought, we can scan our environment and all our internal organs. By looking at your photograph and knowing how healthy, happy, and energetic you can be, you can, with your own thoughts, bring yourself to that desired state. These are truly remarkable insights that 21st century science is giving us. I believe humanity is at a crossroads. If we embrace this new scientific data, we will thrive. If we don't, we risk remaining at a more primitive stage. But it's more than that. Remember, new scientific data enriches our genes. Our genes build the geometry of our bodies and normalize our biochemistry, preventing errors in our physical construction and keeping us free from illness. We could potentially live incredibly long, healthy lives. In conclusion, I want to mention a new type of specialist: profilers. These are people who can completely read you by observing your facial expressions, how you hold your head, how you use your hands, your posture, how you move, and how you speak. This is best done in person, but with photographs, they can delve even deeper. Photographs are now being used to help treat illnesses and even to determine predispositions. We shouldn't reject scientific data or claim it's impossible. Science gives us facts that empower us to change ourselves. As I said at the beginning, competition isn't just between species or within a species. It starts at the level of our genes. Our genes are our property, something we can independently improve or worsen. How do we improve them? By taking photographs at every stage of our lives, recording the date and the occasion, by scanning your own photograph repeatedly. If you can bring your consciousness to the right reference state and focus your thoughts into that laser-like state, using your thought laser to affect your chromosomes, we can heal ourselves from all diseases and live, as geneticists claim, incredibly long lives. Everything I've shared might sound like science fiction, but those who have believed this scientific data, those who have thanked the two great geneticists, one an evolutionary biologist and the other a biologist relying on quantum physics or microparticle physics, they have reached similar conclusions. The evolution of humanity, of our species, and of each nation depends on the quality of our DNA. And we can activate and improve the quality of our DNA using our photographs. A wise professor once advised, "Family photographs are our treasure, our wealth." By looking at family photos, we scan the potential of our ancestors, and we scan the unrevealed possibilities within ourselves and our children. Thank you for watching. So, how do you cherish and use your own memories and photographs? Share your own tips in the comments below. Your advice could be incredibly helpful to others. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone who might benefit. And don't forget to subscribe to Meaningful Living for more tips and inspiration to enrich your daily life. We're here to help you live your best life.